Shalom. Welcome to Tov, the Jewish news channel. My name is Ruchi Avital, and we have with us today Arie King, who is the Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem. Shalom, Arie.
Shalom, Ruchi, and shalom also to all the viewers of Tov TV.
So I'd like to ask you a question about an organization that has been in the news a lot recently, and that organization is UNRWA, the United Nations Relief Works Organization, which was established upon the establishment of the State of Israel to deal with Palestinian refugees. And this is despite the fact that the United Nations has a separate organization for all other refugees in the world. The Palestinian refugees have their own organization. And strangely enough, unlike all other populations of refugees everywhere else in the world, which shrink over time, the population of Palestinian refugees has been growing over time. So if in 1948 we were talking about, 700,000 refugees or so, today we're talking about 5.5 million refugees. And we know that in Gaza they are very firmly entrenched and that they employ many, many thousands of people. And we all heard about the UNRWA teachers and the UNRWA employees who actually physically participated in the murder and massacre and raping and beheading on October 7th. And but there are also UNRWA schools and other parts of UNRWA located throughout Judea and Samaria, including in Jerusalem itself. And you are the Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem. So why do we have an UNRWA school in East Jerusalem? Do we have refugees in Jerusalem?
First of all, we need to understand, Ruchi, something very simple. And viewers must remember it all the time. There is no difference between Arabs from Gaza to Arabs living in Jerusalem. There's no difference between the Arabs living in Hebron or in Jericho to the Arab living in Jerusalem. It's the same Arab, the same population. Some of them, minority, are Christians. The majority is Muslim. And the majority of the Muslims are radical Muslims that they don't want to see Israel existing between anywhere. I would not say between the river and the sea. They don't want to see Israel anywhere exist, at least not in the Middle East. So the same is also about UNRWA. There is no difference between UNRWA in Gaza Strip to UNRWA that is active in east of Jerusalem and also in Judea and Samaria. What's happening in Jerusalem specific, because it is related to me as a Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, is that UNRWA in Jerusalem are operating 6 different schools. And what they are teaching the children that are coming into these schools, it's the same books. They are teaching from the same books like they're teaching in Hebron, Jericho, and in Jabalia or Gaza or Khan Yunis. Meaning they educate them to hate the Jewish state of Israel. They teach them that there is no existence of Israel as a state. And the question is, why Israel is allowing this organization, that members of this organization are also members of the Hamas, of the Nukhba, Nazi, Muslim unit that killed and participate in the massacre in the south 4 months ago. And we are allowing the same organization, UNRWA, to operate here in Jerusalem. They are driving their cars free everywhere they want. They can enter everywhere they want. And I'm trying through the system, through the municipality, take care of them, and meaning take care, it's to kick them out of the city. And unfortunately, the government of Israel is blocking us from enforcing the law against UNRWA, enforcing the building law, because they are building illegally everywhere they want. They are teaching things that we are not allowing to teach in Israel and in Jerusalem. And they put signs of their organization everywhere they want, be without any permission from the municipality, and again, one after the other, when we are trying to enforce the law against them, the foreign ministry of Israel is blocking the municipality of Jerusalem.
Did you say the foreign ministry?
Yeah.
What does the foreign ministry have to do with the municipality of Jerusalem? I mean, if you told me the Ministry of Internal Affairs or the police or internal security or something of that nature, I could at least understand where it fits in. But the foreign ministry?
Ruchi, this is exactly the point. The foreign ministry that is controlled still by leftists, they are not allowing us to enforce the law against these criminals that are acting under the name and the word and the title of United Nations, UN. They consider them as exactly like an embassy. Now, I want the audience to understand. UNRWA invaded to property belong to the JNF in northeast Jerusalem, and they built there a country club, they built there school, a monument for shahidim, for terrorists, a mosque, all of that on a land next to Atarot Airport. That the land is belonging to the JNF, was purchased by Canadian Jews 100 years ago through the JNF. And we have another place, the headquarters of UNRWA, of Judea and Samaria, is in the middle of a Jewish Orthodox neighborhood called Ma'alot Dafna and Ramat Eshkol. And there in the middle, I'm talking about 30, 40 meters from Jewish apartments, we have the headquarters of UNRWA of Judea and Samaria. Nobody is checking.
I believe that's just a few meters away from Ammunition Hill, where a lot of blood was spilled in the Six-Day War to capture. Exactly. It's just opposite the entrance to Ammunition Hill, Gvat HaTachmoshet, exactly there. And it's insane to think about what they can do, and the idea that we are not even searching, checking what they are doing there in this headquarters. It's about 10 acres of land in the middle of a Jewish neighborhood, very populated neighborhood, and they can dig tunnels, they can put their weapon, they can do anything they want there, and the police of Israel is not entering there. Our inspectors of the municipality are not allowed to enter there. They built illegal petrol station 30 meters from a Jewish apartment building, and nobody is stopping that. It's illegal to have a petrol station so close to apartments. And again, I'm saying again and again, we in the municipality, at least I am the deputy mayor of Jerusalem, I took it as one of my missions of enforcing the Israeli law and bringing the sovereignty to east of Jerusalem. Here I'm talking about West Jerusalem, where UNRWA have their headquarters. And again, the foreign minister of Israel is stopping us and blocking us when we are trying and asking to act against UNRWA. I have to say, this is the first time I have ever heard that the foreign ministry is involved in this. The status of UNRWA, is that officially supposed to be like an embassy? They are an ex-territory of Israel? Like an embassy?
This is how the foreign minister of Israel and his general manager of the office, this is how they translate the status of UNRWA in Israel. I don't agree with that. And I will say more than that. Even if they should be considered as an embassy, it's not allowing them to steal land from the JNF. Any embassy in the world is not allowed to steal anything, including not a land. And no embassy is allowed to put in a risk people living so close to their embassy. If it's an embassy, it's not an embassy. And we need to understand, 4 months ago, UNRWA people participated in raping Jewish girls and women and soldiers, beheading soldiers, hiding our brothers and sisters in their schools and in their clinics in Gaza Strip,
And their homes.
digging in their homes, digging underneath under the land, underneath the property belonged to UNRWA, digging all kind of tunnels that were used by Hamas. And we as a I'm not in the government, I'm in the municipality, I'm trying to take care of UNRWA already since 2019, before the war in the Gaza that we are facing, we are in the middle now. But since then, since Simchat Torah, since October 7, I am trying again to wake up the awareness in the government, and still, unfortunately, Ruchi, I must say, unfortunately, even so I approached the Minister of Finance, Bezalel Smotrich, is a close friend of mine, because the land that UNRWA is using in Ma'alot Dafna, it's a land belonged to his office, the Minister of Finance. I approached the Minister of Internal Security, my close friend Itamar Ben-Gvir, and I approached the Minister of Housing, Yitzhak Goldknopf, but they are all being stopped and blocked by the Foreign Ministry, and this is why I think
the Foreign Minister is Israel Katz. I mean, he's not exactly a leftist.
Israel Katz
and neither
was, not,
was the previous Foreign Minister a leftist.
The previous was Eli Cohen, and he was involved in the decision not to deal with UNRWA. I'm talking about less than 2 years ago, when we again tried as a municipality to enforce the law against UNRWA, and he and his general manager told us, a municipality, that we should not do that, and they would not allow us to do that. Now, just to understand, why should we have in Jerusalem refugee organization like UNRWA? Look,
Exactly.
Arabs in Israel, Arabs in Jerusalem are living so good, in a much better life than any average Arab living in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Turkey, or anywhere else in the Middle East.
Not
and
only
even
in
so,
Jerusalem.
Exactly,
in
especially in Jerusalem. And this is one thing. Second thing is, they are so rich. There are some refugee, Arabs that are so wealthy that they are holding hotels. They own entire streets of real estate belong to them, and they are still considered as refugees. It's one big nonsense to call them refugees, and this organization is one big historic mistake that we need to fix it, and if not now, so when?
That is an excellent point, and the situation is so absurd that it's hard to find the words to describe this, that we are allowing an organization which was created basically to destroy the state of Israel, because the whole purpose of UNRWA is to perpetuate the so-called refugee problem, and the only way to resolve this so-called refugee problem is through the destruction of the state of Israel. They won't accept any other solution, and we are complicit in that situation by allowing UNRWA to continue to exist, to have special privileges in Israel, anywhere, certainly not in our capital. And we shouldn't call it East Jerusalem anyway, we should just call it Jerusalem, which is what it is. It is certainly the heart of our heart, the heart of our city, which is the heart of our land. Thank you very much, Arie King, Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, and thank you to our viewers.
I want to take to this option to invite your viewers at Monday, this coming Monday, February 5th. We are going to have a demonstration opposite the headquarters of UNRWA at Ma'alot Dafna at 7 o'clock in the evening, with family members of people that are still in Gaza, kidnapped by the terrorists some of them from UNRWA, with soldiers that fighted inside complexes belong to UNRWA in Gaza Strip and other organizations. Please come and participate and demonstrate with us against the continuation of UNRWA existing in Jerusalem.
Thank you very much, Arie King, Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, and thank you to our viewers. Don't forget to subscribe to Tov, the Jewish news channel, on all our various media outlets. Shalom.